2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Hey there.
Hey,
Are we on?
what are we on?
We're on time, we are.
That's
that we are. It's Mike and John Got It Going On, brought to you by show sponsor Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor, and official Gigo realtor. If you're looking to buy or sell a home here in Livingston County, Jordan Genso is the man. Him and his RE/MAX team can help you find what you're looking for. If you still haven't found what you're looking for, Jordan Genso is the man to go to. I think Bono has called Jordan at one time or another. I may be not right on that.
Let you continue to dig this hole on your own.
You going to help me out of the ditch here? Apparently not. All right. A lot going on today. We're going to talk backpacks.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to see if we got a winner with the assist of last night's trivia author.
Right.
Because we got to give stuff away here.
I mean, you got to give people a chance.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, some of your
the competitive nature.
It is. You're like trying to fool everybody.
Won't get fooled again.
Yeah.
Heck no. We'll see if somebody wins that $25 gift card from OG sponsors.
And gets in the drawing for the at least $100 in gift cards.
That's right. From who? Jordan Genso.
Sidecar Slider Bar is our featured business this week.
Find out more about that. Our 2-cent history lesson coming up in just a little bit. But first, we'll start your Wednesday with a look at local news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. The city of Howell will be $750,000, has to pay, $750,000 to settle a lawsuit filed on behalf of a women's sober living house. The $750,000 housing discrimination settlement was reached on behalf of the Amber Reineck House, its founder, and a local fair housing agency. Courtney Atsalakis, who launched the Amber Reineck House following her sister Amber's overdose-related death on Christmas Eve of 2015, called the settlement a victory not just for the Amber Reineck House, but for Michigan women who struggle with substance use disorder. The settlement stems from a 20-month moratorium imposed by the city of Howell in July of 2018 on new sober living and other group homes after neighbors had opposed the Amber Reineck House. By the time it was lifted, Atsalakis was able to open the home elsewhere. The lawsuit, Amber Reineck House versus City of Howell, alleged that the differential treatment of housing for people with disabilities is prohibited by federal and state anti-discrimination laws, and that the city was intentionally discriminating by giving force to opposition from neighbors. A request for comment has been made to City of Howell officials. They say they expect to respond sometime today. 8 grants have been awarded to community-based organizations in Washtenaw and Livingston counties by Trinity Health Ann Arbor and Trinity Health Livingston. According to a press release, the organizations that were chosen to receive the funds were targeted to further improve the health and well-being of residents living and working in communities served by each hospital. This year's grant recipients include Gleaners, Interfaith Hospitality Network at Alpha House, Key Development Center, Livingston County EMS, Michigan Prison Doula Initiative, the Student Advocacy Center of Michigan, the Women's Center of Southeastern Michigan, and the Washtenaw Area Council for Children. To be considered for a grant, each of the nonprofit organizations that were chosen submitted an application demonstrating how their program addressed one or more priority needs identified in recent community health need assessments. And you'll find more details on both of those stories on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. And that's what's going on.
You know what else is on our website, John?
What?
Our merchandise store.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have more details on that coming up. But news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. You know what Wes says?
What does Wes
You know
say?
what Wes says? If you don't know your jewelry, know your jeweler. That's what Wes says.
Who's Wes?
Just a guy I know.
Oh, okay. I was.
That's what Wes says.
Okay.
Actually, I changed the name just because we weren't told that we could use his name, so I went with Wes.
Okay.
For my friend Weston. So that's a tip of the hat to Weston. But anyway, if you don't know jewelry, know your jewelry. Know your jeweler.
Or know Mike's fake friends. I don't know.
I don't want people to think you're my only friend. We have friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. For example, if you want to know how to make it into the store through the front door, ask for Lindsay. She speed walks, and I was watching, and maybe that's why I was a little confused, because she was speed walking into the store.
Right.
So fast, so quick.
I mean, the parking is available, and you make your way right to the store.
You negotiate your way into the store to find more when it comes to jewelry and watches. Do you know somebody like Wes who doesn't have a watch and has trouble telling time? A watch can be an accent to your personality and your status. Hey, that's a cool watch you're wearing there, Wes. I got it at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, he says, because I know my jeweler.
Right.
Cooper and Binkley.
Fake Wes.
It's not fake Wes. I haven't seen Wes in a while.
Okay. Do you really have a friend named Weston?
Yes.
Oh. Is it Michael Weston?
Could be.
From Burn Notice?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But it could be. Now they brought that up, I thought of Fiona and Sam Axe.
You know, when are they going to have a reunion? They need a reunion show for
They
Burn
sure
Notice.
do.
Yeah. Or just a spin-off with Fiona.
She's in Miami right now.
Yeah, well, anyway.
But when she shops for jewelry, Fiona
yeah.
would come to
I
Cooper
mean,
and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
Of course.
And see Mark and Barb Binkley and all the staff there for their jewelry needs, whether it's Simon G. or Zagani. Check them out online, cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com. So, yesterday I said in trivia I was going to lob one, make it pretty easy. And I can't, maybe it's just me.
You thought you did.
Because I thought this was pretty easy.
And yet.
I had to give a clue this morning, like
an
hour ago.
Normally you need to get a clue, but this time you needed to give a clue.
I was the clue giver.
All right, our question,
yeah.
According to a recent survey, 65% of us who start to do this never complete it.
Right.
Okay.
So, off the bat, you think of things around the house, because yesterday's question had to do with do-it-yourself projects that weren't finished. My wife said, go through the closet, start pulling out clothes that you're going to donate.
Sure.
Say, I haven't worn this in, 2 decades. Or this is from a former employer that I don't need this stuff anymore.
I'm waiting to fit back into this.
Well, there's that.
Someday.
That too.
Uh-huh.
I'll get back into that.
I'm going to get back into these bell bottoms.
Hey, they're... Never know when you're going to go to a 70s reunion.
And, of course, on the line for trivia was that $25 Subway gift card, courtesy of our OG sponsor, Firehouse Doors.
And Firehouse Doors, of course, the sponsor of trivia, serving Livingston County for over 25 years with unparalleled service and products. So let's take a look at some of the guesses. Besides cleaning out the closet, a to-do list. You kind of start it, you don't end it. That's along the right path. A workout or diet regimen was pretty popular. Let's see what else. A book. How many times have you started a book and said, yeah?
See, I'm somebody that I'm obsessive about books.
Even if it's bad,
even when I know within like 3 pages, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yeah, like a hot mess.
What are you talking about? That's quality.
I got a couple pages in. I'm waiting until I retire.
Somehow I always feel like I had. Now, there's been a couple of books that I'm like, no, I got to be done with this. I can't.
So did you speed read it or just go to the end?
No, if I give up on a book, which is a rare thing, I'm done. I will just close it and just be like, I get this thing away from me. I can't anymore. But it's not a book.
It's not a degree or a educational certificate or that type of thing.
Right. Lauren said, read the Bible? Question mark.
That would be a book.
Yeah. I mean, but how many people start
and
don't really finish? And they're like, I have to do what? I'm not supposed to do that?
I'm all done.
I'm busy.
Lauren says the hint is more stump me than the question. Christine said a hobby, which is a good guess. You start I think I'll start building birdhouses, and you just don't finish, and now there's a bunch of homeless birds. How do you feel about that?
Right.
Christmas cards, jigsaw puzzle, crossword puzzles. Did you ever quit on that crossword puzzle?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just that stumper in there. The show you never watched. Lisa said college, home renovations, cleaning out the garage. Sometimes you open up the garage or the basement, you look at that and go, this is just too much. It's a little overwhelming. So I put out a diet was another one that was really popular. I put out a hint this morning, and the hint was cart.
Now, Lori responded and said, the hint has me more stumped than the question.
Right. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Thanks
so,
for listening.
I don't
So I double stumped Lori.
Yeah.
But cart, when you think of this, because sometimes maybe you're on Amazon, you go, I want that, and you put it in the cart. And then you think about it for a while, or you forget, or you get busy. Then you go back and go, I really don't need that or want that. It's not as nice as I thought it would be.
Or sometimes there's a strategy to that. If you put something in a cart and then don't complete the purchase, and then suddenly in your email is a coupon.
You get a discount.
For that very thing that you were thinking about buying. And now it's like, oh,
That's a good
would 10% push you over the edge?
Hey, noticed you haven't. Was there a problem?
Right.
Here's a discount
Is there
code.
a problem? Yeah, I don't need your piece of crap. That's what the problem is.
Well, sometimes, and I do, I'll do this because I'll see something either on Marketplace that's in a sponsored ad. And you go, hey, that looks pretty cool. I could use that. And then you put it in the cart. Yeah. Or you go to that site and put it in the cart, and then you say, well, that's way too much, and I'm not giving them all my information. Then you just Google the product and see that you could get it elsewhere for cheaper or something very similar.
There are reasons why this happens, but nonetheless, it does happen.
But online shopping was our answer.
Right.
We had 2 winners, the first of which was Tanya. Double checking the timing check-in. Yes, Tanya was the first.
Right.
So Tanya will get the Subway gift card.
Right, but we had our good buddy George chimed in just a few minutes ago. He said, complete an online purchase. So he's in the drawing for the gift cards.
I got to put George on
Yeah.
this. See, look at this. I've just gone from 0 to 3 in no time.
Yeah.
Now, no more answers, right? Because we've already given the answer.
Right, I would say, but I'm looking here. I think Rusty Powers.
Oh, Rusty.
Said check out online. I think that, and then
Russ.
That was put in. Good talk, Russ.
Rusty Powers.
Yeah.
That sounds like
that's
he would be
it.
a superhero.
Yeah, I don't know.
His real name, Rusty Powers, otherwise known as Online Man. All right, and George.
See, Rusty Powers. If it says Rusty Quirk.
Why now you changed the name?
Well, that's what it says in parentheses.
All right. Well,
just
either way, Rusty's in the drawing.
Good talk, Russ.
All right.
Exactly. Rusty's a woman, by the way.
Okay. I didn't know that.
This whole conversation got way more complicated.
It really did. You threw a couple hints at me, and
but that's it. It's closed.
Carrie Murray,
no more.
Tanya, Rusty, and George.
Yeah, that's it.
All in the drawing.
No more.
Done. Contest over.
Done.
All right. See, we got 4 in for Friday's drawing for not less than $100 in gift cards, courtesy of Jordan Genso. Thanks to our friends at Firehouse Doors as well for sponsoring the trivia and putting up the $25 gift card to Subway. So Tanya will enjoy that.
Okay, good deal.
What else we got going on today?
Oh,
2 Cent History's coming up.
Yeah, in a minute or two here, we're going to talk with Robin Schutz with Great Start Livingston. They're working on their backpacks for kids.
I mentioned the website and the merch store, John.
Yeah.
Now is the time to place your order for your Mike and John Got It Going On gear.
Right. Including your Team Got It Going On shirt for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Now that's exclusive gear.
Yes, it is.
And the only way you can get that is by going to our Team Gigo page for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, joining up and pledging at least $40.
You can just pledge it, get the shirt, and you don't even have to walk.
You don't even need to show up, although that'd be nice. Because we just want your money. Not we, but the Walk to End Alzheimer's, of course, does great work in the community and helps to provide support and needed research for Alzheimer's disease. And that's what it's really all about. September 30th in downtown Howell will be the walk. But if you go to mikeandjohnpodcast.com, you'll see a link towards the top there that will take you to the Gigo team page, and you can sign up right there and join us. And by the way, while you're at mikeandjohnpodcast.com,
yes,
you'll also see a drop-down menu for the merch store.
That's what I was talking about, the merch store.
I came back around to it.
Yeah, you got there. But now's the time to get your summer gear.
I'm like Jeffy in that Family Circle. He was walking and you'd see little dots everywhere.
Kids, Big Pen Parliament, mikeandjohnpodcast.com, merch.
Good talk, Russ.
Yes. So, all you got to do, because today's the first day of summer, well, a little bit later on,
right?
Get your summer gear. So you have like 90 days worth of summer gear. Time to use it. Whether it's a hoodie for those bonfires, campfires, sitting out in your driveway having a glass of wine with your neighbors, maybe a cold beer, wearing your Mike and John gear. Or perhaps you'd like a tank top. We have those too.
Right.
Lady cut T-shirts.
Sure.
All that and more available at the Mike and John merch store at mikeandjohnpodcast.com.
We have a website?
Yes, we do.
Oh.
It's a pretty handy thing sometimes.
It can be.
It sure can. And you know what else can be handy? A backpack, John. That's what can be handy. I don't have one.
I don't have a backpack.
Do you have a backpack?
Yeah.
I got a couple backpacks.
But the backpacks for kids, of course.
I got hung up on it.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to have to try that number
Again?
Well, it's not uncommon. We'll try it, Robin.
Let's try it again. Let's see.
I don't know if that was a hang-up or a disconnect.
Hello, this is Robin.
Hey, Robin, it's Mike and John from Mike and John Got It Going On. How you doing?
Yeah, hi there.
Robin Schutz joining us on the line for Backpacks for Kids.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
of course, the process has begun. You're collecting donations for Backpacks for Kids. The distribution, of course, will be later this summer. But between now and then, you've got a variety of events lined up for folks to help, get these supplies and put them in place for families in need.
Yes, we do. Yes, we're starting the collection now. We have some companies who are doing some collections at their own locations. We also can do drop-offs here at the Livingston Educational Service Agency on Monday through Thursday during business hours. So lots of different places to do those collections. We also will do our Stuff the Bus that we do every year at the Howell Walmart. And that will be on Friday, August 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this year we're partnering with the state troopers for Stuff the Blue Goose. So I think we're going to have a bus there and a blue trooper car. And we'll be able to fill all of those with school supplies. So if you're in the area on Friday, the 4th of August, at the Howell Walmart, you'll see us there, and you can pick up some school supplies, and we'll collect them so we can fill the backpacks.
So, Robin, one of the things I was thinking of is I'm looking at this, and John and I had this conversation prior to the podcast this morning about backpacks. Do you remember your first backpack?
I do. I think it was a JanSport.
Yeah,
All right.
that was a popular.
Years ago.
You just brought back a memory there.
I know. I just brought back a memory myself. My goodness, yes, and the Trapper Keepers and all those. Yes, yeah. Do you remember yours?
See, when I went to Central back in 1980 something, that was when backpacks, I think, at least for college students, because I never had one in high school or elementary or middle school or any of that. It was like, oh, all these college kids are carrying their books in their backpacks, and all I had was a gym bag. So I was like, look at all these people with their JanSports, and I decided, okay, I'll just carry one book at a time. But the backpack has become kind of the tradition.
Well, it's actually a needed item now, I think, for kids.
Yes.
To really
and
have.
Did you use your locker? Because I used my locker in high school, and it seems like the kids aren't using their locker, so they need their backpacks.
Once I could consistently remember my combination, and I didn't have to go to the office each time. I forgot my combination.
or what number your locker was.
Those dreams when you wake up at night, I forgot my combination.
In a cold sweat because you keep turning the knob and it won't quite open. But honestly, again, backpacks are a needed item, and not just the backpacks. Of course, that's
the stuff inside.
It's the stuff inside that's also very much needed.
What's the most looked over? Because you look at the the notepads and the folders and things like that. But are there things every year you're always like, we need more scissors or glue or whatever it is?
Yeah. Well, I did hear your other podcast, and it's not paste. I will tell you that. No more paste.
Stop with the paste, people.
I'm surprised schools haven't said no paste, because there's too many people like Mike and John that are eating it.
Yes, and those smelly markers too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, the things that and every year it's a little bit different, and sometimes we're running out and we're picking up some more folders. Sometimes we're picking up more markers. So it's just like those unusual, like little side things that we try to fill the backpacks with. And there's the supply list is on the website, the Livingston ESA website, and we'll have it at the Stuff the Bus too. So it's just a good idea just to look at that, and it also, because of that variety, then it allows, pretty much anybody can donate something. If they want to pick up a package of paper, or they want to pick up some pens or crayons, that's fine. And we do have some organizations that actually fill some backpacks for us.
That's awesome.
And of course, and we're looking at the website right now. And again, that's at livingstonesa.org, and you'll find the links there to go to Backpacks for Kids. And when you go there, people can just make a straight up financial donation as well.
Yes.
And I know that is a huge help, because that helps you fill the gap, where maybe people bring too many pencils or too much paper, and you can say, all right, now we can target and get this thing that is not.
Get the paste.
Yeah, no, not the paste.
Right. No.
Now those kids use glue sticks, don't they? It's a little different now.
Yep, that is on there too. The glue sticks. We put a lot of those in there too.
And right, and so and as you mentioned, the Stuff the Bus and the Blue Goose events coming up on Friday, August 4th. 10 to 2 at the Howell Walmart, and that's on the website as well, and that's where you can find the supply wish list there for folks, an easy list they can print off or just keep on their phone when they're in the store. And I notice here it says backpacks in commas or in parentheses sturdy.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
get the
You want it to last the year at least.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they take some tumbles throughout the school year with their backpacks. So we want one that's the zipper is going to work. It's not going to rip. So yes, we appreciate sturdy backpacks.
Now the donations. Now people can obviously on August 4th when they come out and you have the Stuff the Bus and the Stuff the Blue Goose. That's a great time to get those supplies. But you're taking donations before that as well.
Oh yes, yep. Starting, as early as today or even last week, we can start taking donations. I don't know if they're quite. I think sometime in July, the stores will start transitioning to the school supply section, so that may make it easier.
I'm not sure. I think they already have the Christmas stuff up, Robin.
We missed it.
We may have missed it. No, just kidding.
It usually does go 4th of July stuff right down that center aisle, and then next thing you know, there's binders and school supplies, markers, and everything else. So
yes.
And as a kid, you're going already.
I know, and we have, over the years, we have had to move the event up earlier in August because some schools are starting a little earlier, and we're accommodating for that. So
awesome.
we're actually having the distribution will be on the 10th of August, so that we can accommodate some of those earlier school start dates.
Right, and again on that website at livingstonesa.org, you mentioned the distribution schedule, and as you've done for a couple of years now, the distributions all take place at the different districts themselves.
Yeah, we started that last year. So as you may remember, years ago, we would always have it here at LESA, and then with the COVID year, we did a drive-through. And we had time slots for each school district, and we had school district partners come out to help with the distribution. And we're like, well, this is interesting. And so we asked the school districts if they wanted to hold the distribution at their location. So it's at the same time, 4 to 6 p.m., at each of the 5 districts, and then that way the district staff can be there. We still have people from our backpack committee that go to each of the locations, and so they can be out there and they can see their families. And we found that it's more convenient for the families because they just need to go to their district instead of coming into Howell.
Right.
For some of the people, it's not quite as convenient to come into Howell. And the only one that's different this year, because there's some in case you haven't noticed, there's some construction in Brighton.
What? I hadn't heard.
So the Brighton is going to do theirs at the Brighton District Library, which will be convenient for families to scoot back in there and pick it up at the library.
All right, very good. So if folks need more information, they can go to Livingston ESA and find out more about backpacks and what's needed, the list, the dates, and everything else. And if
Yes.
if it starts falling a little short, if you're noticing donations a little short, Robin, make sure you reach out to us and we'll have you back on again.
Oh, definitely. Okay.
Just put
I
it
Yeah,
in my
you know
notes.
what? As a matter of fact, we should have you back on closer to that August 4th Stuff the
Yeah.
Bus and Stuff the Blue Goose, and we can remind folks about that and hopefully help fill those up. And so we're looking forward to that.
Maybe
Robin
we should
Schutz.
talk with our folks over at the designing committee and see if there's any Mike and John backpacks we can get.
Oh,
Maybe we'll put
okay.
those out there.
Exclusive.
Yes.
You know,
Make sure they're sturdy.
we don't want any.
Sturdy,
We don't
Mike
want
and
any. Oh, well,
John.
yeah, they'll be sturdy. They'll come with a paste pocket.
With a lock on it, just in case the parents need to control that.
All right. Robin Schutz, coordinator with Great Start Livingston. Thanks for joining us, and we'll look forward to more information about backpacks for kids.
Enjoy the summer. We'll talk to you a little
All
closer to
right.
the big distribution date.
Thank you, Mike and John.
All right, thanks, Robin.
Yep, bye-bye.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right, coming up tomorrow, Rich Proberg is back from the cruise. Is he?
I think so.
We think he's.
I've not,
was it a
I've
cruise
not
or they
made
he just-
contact? I don't know. We never really got confirmation on that.
and he didn't want to tell us a whole lot of information. Do you blame the guy?
You gonna call? You gonna call him?
No, I'm not going to
Oh,
call
okay.
him. I was
He's
just
probably-
making sure that Robin wasn't lingering.
Oh, okay.
Listening
It's
in.
lingering.
Well, I mean,
Robin does not seem like a lingerer to me. I don't.
Well, there's times when you forget to hang up, and the person still they haven't hung up yet.
I
and
got
they might
you
have-
covered because
you got the mute button.
I hit the mute button on the phone thing,
You are smooth.
so we don't hear the boop boop boop.
With that kind of noise,
Yeah.
we know they're gone. Not that we were trying to get rid of
mean,
Robin,
no, I'm
but
just
we didn't.
saying, yeah,
we just didn't want to hog her phone time and wear out the battery.
This is the part of the show where we dig our hole. And
I've
can't
done
quite
that a lot today.
Get out of it. I
really
don't know why. So, yes. Now, of course, as we mentioned before, we are brought to you by our exclusive Gigo Realtor.
Jordan Genso.
Yes.
We'll have
He's-
another trivia question tonight, by the way, in which the right answers will go into the drawing
Right.
on Friday for that not less than $100 in gift cards to local Brighton businesses,
Being
courtesy of Jordan Genso.
Being supplied by Jordan Genso. And this week we're featuring Sidecar Slider Bar as the downtown business, and he highly recommends their PB&J slider, which, God, does sound good. And, of course, all the winners go into the drawing, which we'll do on Friday, and they'll pick it up at Sidecar Slider Bar. But Jordan Genso with RE/MAX Platinum, community servant, community realtor, of course, 15 years of experience in Livingston County real estate. And you can give him a call if you want to find out more, whether you're thinking about selling your home. And if you're thinking about selling your home, you're probably thinking about buying a new home. So, because you've got to live somewhere.
Instead of a van down by the river.
Right. No, it's, give him a call. Of course, 248-444-9777. Jordan Genso, RE/MAX Platinum.
I just thought of an idea. You know how people rent out Airbnbs and, their
Sure.
summer cottages and stuff? How about having a summer vacation, the van down by the river? The Tommy Boy vacation.
Actually,
I bet you could.
It wouldn't surprise me because the whole glamping phenomenon where people do this glamorous camping, where they have like these luxurious tents with full beds and.
You know what I call
wonder if they-
glamming? I just go to a hotel.
Me too.
Because there's not as many bugs.
I agree with you 100%.
If it pours or hails, you're covered.
Yeah. Right. Now, it's funny because we were going through some old photos for my parents. I was going through them. We were digitizing a lot of things. And I came across all these photos of when we were kids, we went camping all the time. My parents were totally into camping.
Yeah, we had a
At least
camper
that
when
was
I
my memory. But as I'm looking at these photos, I'm seeing my mom, and she just, because she had, she has to do all the cooking and on some camp stove in the middle of somewhere.
You always smell like a campfire.
She didn't seem like she was smiling in a lot of these photos.
Well, you were her kid.
Well, that'll do it. So I'm just like, but I remember, as a kid, we had all these great memories of camping. That didn't translate to when I became a parent.
I don't know if I've ever had any happy memories of camping.
I think the first time we went camping with our kids, I just remember I'm like, I can't get comfortable laying in it. I'm like, this sucks.
Now, were you in a pop-up camper?
When we were kids, we had a VW pop-up.
But not one of the pull-behinds?
No. It was a VW bus.
Yeah, we had
the top popped up.
We had a pop-up one that, looked like a square as you're driving down the road, and then it pops
Right.
up, and then you get the tent sides on the outside.
Sure.
And if you had we'll call it the closest to the window away from the inner part of the camper, you're like right up against that wax window or, the plastic vinyl window.
Right.
It's sweating your butt off,
Right.
and your peanut sleeping bag All right, camping's good.
Yeah.
For those that like camping, go for it.
But
Roast some
to back
marshmallow.
to the point about the van down by the river, I
Yeah.
wonder if somebody could like have a luxurious van
The mystery
with
you
a
have your
lovely
Tommy Boy
river
van,
view.
and maybe
You know.
the Scooby Doo Mystery Machine,
Yeah.
the A-Team van. See, you could have a real themed.
Right. And when you hit
Living
the
in a van down
horn,
by the river.
it should just be a recording of Chris Farley going, Jack Squad!
You're living in a van down by the river. All right, you ready for the 2-cent history lesson today?
I think everybody's ready for the two-cent history lesson.
The first day of summer officially begins today, June 21st at 10:58 a.m. So we're still in spring right now. But by lunchtime, it's summertime. Get your summer gear at mikeandjohnpodcast.com. Click on the merch store. It's Go Skateboarding Day today. Little sidewalk surfing.
Were you in for skateboarder?
You know, when I got my first skateboard, we went on a trip to Florida, and I bought one in a souvenir shop, and within like 2 days, one of the wheels jammed. So I
That was
never
the end
really
of your
got-
skateboarding
never really-
career?
yeah.
You couldn't unjam the
I
wheel?
could have been somebody like Tony Hawk.
Oh,
but
yeah, sure.
If it weren't for that
Something
cheap
tells
skateboard,
me Tony Hawk worked through the jammed wheel.
he probably would have. It's National Dog Party Day. I was greeted by your dog as I walked in, security.
Quite the security dog.
He kind of ran around in a circle
Yeah.
and then ran away.
Right.
National Dog
You don't have
Party
any
Day.
food? I'm out of here.
It's Peaches and Cream Day, not to be confused with Peaches and Herb.
No.
National Selfie Day. Or selfie, you know.
Should we take a selfie?
No,
I'm taking one.
no, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
It's World Handshake Day.
Don't look away. Don't look away.
It's World Handshake Day.
Okay, fine. Be that way.
You're number one. National World Handshake Day and World Music Day today.
Yeah.
Experience a little bit of different music, whether it's bongos or xylophones, spoons.
Well, bongos. When you think bongos.
You think Bingo Bongo and Irving from the
Well,
Mosquitoes on
that's true.
Gilligan's Island?
I was thinking more Fonzie.
Oh, yeah.
And
When he was the drum player.
he was going to be the bongos because he was like, I can do the bongos. And then he couldn't do the bongos.
That's not a good thing, Fonz.
I hate when that happens.
1834 on this day, Cyrus McCormick invented spices. No. He patented the first practical reaper for farming.
Oh.
He said, hey, don't fear it. It's the reaper. And we use it for farming.
I knew you were going to go there.
Did you? Do you know what a reaper is?
I guess I don't. I mean, well, wait.
Oh, Cyrus McCormick invented and got the patent.
I guess I'm thinking of the
first.
scythe, that the big thing with the blade on it that the reaper is always carrying.
Yeah, you know, that's a weed whacker. Yeah.
That's the original
That's
weed
the
whacker.
reaper, I
You're right
think, because
about
that's
that.
where they
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Don't Fear the Reaper, right? You can tell we're farm kids.
Hey, kids.
On this day in 1893, the Ferris wheel debuted at the 1893 Columbian Exposition in Chicago.
Well, it's about time.
And that's really where the name Ferris came from in Ferris Bueller, because he was in the Chicago area for Ferris, right? Ferris wheel. No.
Really going far on that, eh?
1913, Georgia Broadwick became the first woman to parachute from an airplane.
We're assuming successfully.
I think so.
I mean, you know, either way you get
Didn't
in the
get-
history book, but maybe not the way you want.
Columbia Records in 1948 went radical.
What'd they do?
They committed to the 33 1/3
Crazy.
RPM record with plans to phase out the 78s. See, even technology back then.
Yeah.
Had to go to the thrift store and find a record player that would play 78 at that speed. By the time we were kids, it was 45 and 33. Unless you had an old-timey record player where you could hit 78. Just
Right.
saying.
I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
1989, the Supreme Court, people in robes, ruled it was a legal form of freedom of speech
Right.
to burn the American flag. Not recommended.
I mean, no, it's
not. you
would
have
not,
the right to do it, although you're kind of frowned upon
It
if
is
you're doing that.
I'd say it's more than frowned upon.
Yes.
I don't think people stand around and frown at you. I'm frowning deeply. Yeah. But again,
It's your right.
It's the absolute nature of the First Amendment. Yeah.
The WNBA, or the Women's National Basketball Association, began on this day in 1997 as the New York Liberty beat the LA Sparks. In 2000, Karen McNeil, age 39, who claimed she was the wife of Axl Rose and that she communicated with him telepathically, was jailed for a year for being a stalker of the singer.
Oh.
Communicated with him telepathically.
Well, sure. I mean, who doesn't? So.
What do they call it? Telepathically?
They-
Telepathy?
They call it crazy.
No, they don't.
I'm sorry.
That's not a very PC word.
You're nuts.
Insane. Wacko. Hi.
Okay, whack job. I'm communicating telepathically with Axel.
He told me he loved me.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Right.
We said our I do's in my head. Okay.
All right. Move along.
And finally, 2015, Apple Music reversed its payment policy a day after the great Taylor Swift said she was refusing to allow the company to stream her latest album, 1999.
Right.
In an open letter to Apple, as opposed to a closed letter to Apple, Swift said she was withholding the record as she was unhappy with the 3-month free trial offer for subscribers, saying, "We don't ask for free iPhones." Well, we do, but we don't get them. "So please don't ask us to provide you with our music for no compensation."
Right. This is the power of Taylor Swift. I mean, you know what? Taylor Swift is like the next generation of Oprah.
She's like Lady Godiva.
I mean, Oprah, and Oprah still commands quite the presence and the,
and the
get
hair
stuff done. I think Taylor Swift is like the modern Oprah, the next
so?
generation Oprah. Like
like
Taylor
the
Swift
Oprah.
says, "I want this," boom, done.
Apple.
Who else can tell Apple, take your little agreement and get the hell out of
Yeah.
here?
So I'm not going to release it to you.
I mean, I tell Apple all the day, don't listen to me.
Do they understand you when you call their customer service?
I'm like, I'm telepathically,
Hello.
I'm
I'm telling you.
telepathically talking to Tim Cook, the CEO, and he said I do not have to pay that.
Oh, look, John's in a cell with Karen McNeil. That's your 2-cent history lesson for
yes.
today. We hope you had a little fun and learned a little something along the way.
Here on Selfie Day,
Yeah.
and there's our selfie
There it is.
with you refusing to look.
I'm like Taylor Swift. If you're not going to pay me for the selfie, I
Okay.
don't want to be in it.
Well, what do you charge?
More than you can afford.
Yeah, well, I know that. So, all right.
We're hopefully back with The Less You Know with Rich Proberg tomorrow.
I'm assuming, I don't think there was a third week that he's,
In Alaska.
yeah.
I think he gathered up a bunch of huskies and is putting together an
Maybe he's on the
Iditarod
Iditarod.
team. Mush.
Mush.
Yes.
Why do they say mush?
I don't know.
Is it like an Eskimo?
Well, it's an Eskimo term for speed.
Speed!
All right, we will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.
All right.
Happy summer.
You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.